got a new stream host. It'll be myself, and I'll be able to keep the score. But if you could help me out with the score just a little bit, just in case, that'd be great.
Yep.
All right, cool. So, anyway, we kind of cut it off a little prematurely last time out, as we did have to change the host real fast. But anyway, any final thoughts about that first match?
Ooh, it was very close, honestly. It was. I expected it to be a bit more like not drawn out, but like there'd be more of a deficit. But a 4 or 6 point or 8 point win is really encouraging to see what we'll get to see these next, hopefully, 2 matches.
For sure. Yeah, I mean it was fairly close throughout. I mean we saw a couple of decent races like top threes or 1-3-4s from both sides, but it was a very nitty-gritty race nonetheless because we saw a lot of changes in momentum. But in the end, I feel like there were just a couple of mistakes from KG, these little mistakes that ended up proving to be costly. For example, Russo could have broken the top spots in Sherbet Land lap 3. It was a top 3 for WZ, and he did fall off with the Mega there. And then, of course, the big one. Well, it was a very small mistake, but it ended up proving to be very vital. You know, Russo not slowing down on the line and CM allowing Russo to get blued there, and it was just a mess, unfortunately, for KG. But hopefully they can pull it back and make it a three-game series.
Hopefully, yeah. Needless to say, I am extremely excited to see what will happen in these next GPs.
For sure. And yeah, that 2-1 prediction for you is holding fairly steady right now.
Yep.
I did have KG winning 2-1 for those of you just coming in, so unfortunate, but it's okay.
Yep. They've just got to pull a reverse sweep.
DDR once again coming out from them, and last time out we saw in DDR WZ getting up there early. I did mention that KG weren't too shock reliant in that war as well as lately, but that was one of the races, I think the only real race in that war in which KG really needed the shock in order to win. They did come up from the back. They also had 3 dodging in Maple Treeway, actually, so maybe a slightly bad call on my end as a commentator, as I did forget about those 2 races. But anyway, we're coming out here. Warriors Goldmine, a staple KG pick.
Yeah, I understand why they're picking this, because they're starting 2-4. You obviously have not necessarily preferential, but better starting spots. It all goes down to this first few interactions.
Fib connecting onto both Casper and Jaker there. Russo is gonna be able to shroom up to second, but gets redded out right away. That's just
the risk and reward factor there. I understand the aggressive play from Russo there, but I don't necessarily like it.
Right.
Because it's one of those, if he doesn't, it's so close at that part of the track. It's just, you can be an inch off and you won't get the item off the track.
And Edison's going to be winning out here. And I believe he went, I couldn't quite see who went backwards first. I didn't pay attention to that. But as for right now, we have a star in 5th for Casper and a mega in 6th for Russo. I'm sorry, golden in 6th for Russo. And that was Murray using the mega there, forcing Casper out of his star. 2-3 for KG.
Yeah, at least 2-3. I can't really see what's going on up front, but I'd assume it's still Jack up there. Yeah, it is Jack, because we should just through blue. That's gonna be, so that blue does connect, obviously. So it's still, I can't see who's first now.
Yeah, it's Jake still.
It's Jake. Okay, so it is top 2 for KG. I think top 2-4 actually, because Hava just got
back. Yeah, he got.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Ooh, that green looked close on Russo's screen. I'm not sure if it was, but
neither bagger have the shock, but Ryu could maybe have it here in this box. If it doesn't have, if the shock doesn't happen here,
no,
dodging Mura, no.
He's streaming, yeah.
Bye, Casper. He got some really bad airtime there, but
yeah. This should be a good hold for them. It should be at least top 2. I don't know where Mura is because that minimap is so clustered. Top 2-4 actually. Okay. I think Havo's in the back. He's probably in 8th or 7th.
Yeah.
Because Casper is streaming up, so it is a top 2-4-8. I can't really tell where. I can't tell which bagger's ahead. I'd assume it's Ed, but yeah, it's the mini map is kind of a
Yeah, it's Ed.
bit of a. It's interesting on this track sometimes, especially if a bagger gets a break. Okay, so it is a top 2, 4, 8, 10 for KG.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
Yeah,
Say the least.
37 to 24.
4, yep.
And so now that I'm stream hosting, by the way, I may need you to fill in the silences for me after each race because I'll be, typing scores and whatnot.
That's that was a interesting one to say the least, honestly.
Wise words.
I'm looking forward to see what they come out with here. I'd assume it's gonna be BC64 just because Russo being so strong with the track and him being in.
But when they're top 2-4 though, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, the thing is though, they have 2 daisies in the top spots, and
yeah,
one daisy in the draft spot and
DDR. Ooh, interesting. Okay.
That makes sense kind of because you can have Russo or Mura drop into mid spots, pull shrooms, and you already have Havo back there who's gonna pull Star or Golden. So it makes sense, but we do get Gardens in the end, so there's really not much to say with that DDR pick other than it was interesting. Yeah, this is obviously going to be an attempt at a reset here for WZ because they just had a rough race to start off with.
I'm really interested to see how aggressive KG are going to be to start, and it looks to me like
Russo
Jake's just going to sit.
Start.
Yeah. KG got bottom 2 spot boxes along with Russo and Mura just running up.
Yeah. And Russo just got another shroom. Okay. That is 2 Susuis and 2 boxes.
Interesting, yeah. Triple reds for Casper on the other POV, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much with this besides just back his life.
There's really not much space to and it's okay. This is actually looking like it's just exactly what WZ needed here. They're top 4 with a break for first from the looks of it.
Yeah. So well, this is going to bring him down a little bit, TK. I think he's going to be able to go down to 3rd, so WZ could pass. Casper doesn't respect the distance.
Yeah, that's how quickly a track like this can flip.
WZ Pow, it looks to me like, and only one person takes cut in the end. That was TK.
Was it? Yeah. Okay. So that's it's still gonna be a lot of KG in the low spots, apart from I think 7th.
I think Ryu tried to drop a star there. No, he hit the chomp just to try to get rid of the bill.
Bill, yeah. I don't. Ed might have shock. He's not anywhere near boxes, so I'd imagine
Russo somehow not able to pass that TC. I thought for sure he was going to be able to at least bump one of the WZ players there. But
when it goes into a star here, I'd assume a shock would be called, but he didn't pull a star. That's rather unfortunate. That could have been a very good race, but it's still top 2-4 from the looks, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
And Peach Gardens, kind of a difficult track to commentate in the sense that it's fairly straightforward and it depends on shrooms. But in the end, it was WZ that got the better end of that one. 2-point deficit. Now again, the seesaw affair continues.
Yeah. Again, this is exactly what we wanted going into this. Obviously, we know both these teams are capable at producing good matches, and it's rather exciting when they do.
Trying to see. Yeah, we have seen KG pick Daisy Circuit before. This time it's only an individual pick there from Russo.
I mean, I get why Russo's picking it, but I don't support it. I don't think it's a good idea.
Too RNG for me.
Yeah, and that's this is gonna come down to which bagger pulls Bill. That's all I have to say because that is all Daisy.
Yeah, so here we go. We're going to keep it on Russo's POV for the start of each race as he is slightly ahead. So we'll see what happens here. Daisy Circuit once again. We saw this a couple of wars ago. I think it was the MW war. That one, it was an MW top 3. So let's see if they can rectify that.
Yeah, hopefully they can do that. It's just, as I said, it's very dependent on which bagger pulls the bill on 30. Because there is no way to lose the bill on this track, obviously, with it being a circuit. So you're kind of just stranded, and it's one of my pet peeves about this track. Is you can either get stuck with bill or you can get a golden in 10.
Yeah, and that was a good back there. I don't know if you saw that one from my man Jake. Yeah, and usually when Casper, I noticed this. It's a tendency that he tends to have. Good back again.
And he gets out after it.
Yeah. Oh my god. A
tendency and Mega
that
too.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Too much to talk about right now. I'll get into my point later. A tendency that he has, though, is that when he tries to go for this sniper, he tries to make a play, he leaves himself vulnerable for a second or two. And in that moment, he goes in the tight line and gets fibbed right in the face. And now we're seeing a 1-3 for KG with Ryu trying to build a shock out of Edison. Shock comes in, dodging Casper.
That's actually that's one of those shocks that I like on this track because it's after first, because everyone predicts the first set shock here because that's the most
Casper got fibbed though right after.
Casper getting back spammed right after shock. That's not what you like to see. But yeah.
Oh, the snipe! The banana snipe from Casper, rewriting his wrongs.
Is that a? Oh no, it's not. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. I think for WZ. That's a really strong race there. Yeah, that was a clutch shock from Edison to say the least.
Clutch shock from Edison, and even though Casper he got fibbed twice in this race. Didn't really get the better end of the backspams, but, you know, Casper at any given moment can pull a rabbit out of his hat, and he did there. Perfect snipe onto Russo.
Yeah, that was something else. Especially because the nanner before the green was just exquisite.
Dude. Absolutely.
Wow. 1, 3, 4, 5, actually. That's even better. Okay. Yeah. I'm kind of lost with words right now, but
plus 19. It's all good. It's all good. That's what casting Mario Kart does to you.
That's just this game sometimes. Can't really say much else than that. Yeah, this is kind of WZ is kind of starting to pull away here though. If I'm
81 to 102.
Yeah, if I'm KG, what should they pick? Because obviously Grumble didn't Grumble didn't work out last time.
TF, yeah. I was gonna say, 1, 3, 4, right? I mean, second. Here's the thing with TF. Usually, you want to save it when you're top 2, 4, or top 3, or actually not top 3, top 4. Second is a big wild card spot.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is gonna come out with Grumble anyway.
Yeah, I just given how it went last time, I don't like this pick. I really don't like this pick. I don't know why. It's just I have a bad feeling.
We'll see if your apprehension comes to fruition here. I know in terms of the rock hop, WZ are very strong at it. So even if KG are confident in it, it's still a bit of a dice roll in that sense.
Yeah, exactly. It does look like Russo's getting a really lucky shroom pull in 3rd or 2nd off of the start, which is basically, unless he gets blued 3 times, gonna lock his race up.
What you doing back there, Mer? What you doing back there? I think he was sitting at the boxes for quite a while. Maybe his controller DC'd.
Yeah.
Anyway, Russo taking the rock very cleanly. Let's take a look at Casper.
That's a rough pow.
Oh!
TK on the rock, yeah.
Casper! Okay, that's not the first time he's hop dodge a pow. And we've seen it once again from Casper. Hop dodging the pow, taking the rock. Very impressive.
Yeah. It looks like an early top 2 as well for KG, which is good, to say the least. With Casper with these shrooms, and I'm assuming...
What?!
Okay, Havo. Yeah.
Casper up to first. That pop dodge proved to be absolutely devastating for KG there.
Yeah, and it looks like Russo's back down to 7th, which is... Yeah, that kind of happens on this track. If you get blued, and then... You kind of just, especially on that part of the track, you can just get stranded there.
Ryu sitting with the shock. It looks to me like Edison's just sitting there in no man's land. Ryu's trying to run away from the runners and from the bagger.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do here.
Wait, but WZ's top 2 took it regardless.
Okay, Russo gets TS'd and Havo failed to respawn, but it looks like 2 of KG dodged being, unless that's one of them, one of WZ.
Yeah, that's a 1-3. It looks to me like I'm not sure. I don't think Mura was able to get up there, but it's gonna be a 1-3 nonetheless.
I can't see where Havo is. If he's in 7th and they're still losing race, yeah, that's 136 or 137, which is still losing. That's right. If Havo doesn't get Willy bumped on cut there, because I'm sure that's the only way he could have failed it. That's really unfortunate, because that could have been a really good race.
Certainly, yeah, and I mean it was a good POW attempt from KG lap 1, but only Casper can do something like that. Only Casper.
And as I thought, 1.378. That's not the best race for KG, obviously. It's not a massive win, but it's still like
it's a +1.
Yeah, it's still a win race for WZ, and obviously you want to. I feel like that race should have been more damage control after the shock, but Russo getting TS kind of killed that.
Yeah. That was race 4, ladies and gentlemen, not race 5. So we got a 20-point lead now for WZ.
20 points. Yeah. This will go one or two ways. I either see WZ holding this 20-point lead throughout, or it's gonna flip on its head and KG's gonna hit another gear.
Very good point. KG, I mean, I said they're a momentum-based team, but they're no strangers to comebacks. I mean, we saw in the MW match. That's the one I covered via the recap video. Go ahead and check that out, Mario Kart Boards, if you haven't already. I just did kind of like a Sports Center recap of KG versus MW. But anyway, they were down by a good chunk, by almost 30-ish after, I think, GP1 of match 2, and they were able to bring it back and end up winning very comfortably. So
yeah, they were claw back very well there.
Yeah, and it was a race 5 actually of GP of match 2, but yeah.
And that's exactly what they'll be looking for here, just to somehow pull themselves back into the second war, because this is not necessarily do or die yet, but it's getting there, and they've got to take that into consideration with how they play at least this very first race. I think for them, they should come out aggressive this first race, just not necessarily like super like aggro, but kind of just make like a statement with it.
And
like,
yeah. So as far as KG are concerned, right now it's Mura and actually Russo doing a pretty good job. Java was up there every now and again, but Mura I think is really locking it down for KG so far right now. Particular match.
He's been kind of going off.
Kind of. Okay, does get redded out though, so that's gonna kind of nullify that threat. Quinn backs wide, Russo goes in tight. It's pretty good exchanges early on, but WZ with the 1-3-4 after Jake trims up, yeah.
Yeah, it's decent start, to say the least. Casper making the wall
very clean. I think Jake might have gotten bumped somewhere along the line because he was right next to Casper. He was neck and neck there.
Yeah, I think I did see Jake get hit out just barely, which is a little unfortunate because he's obviously you need to maintain a front presence here. Because there's only one good shock spot.
Russo careening straight into that backspam after he used the shroom. A little unfortunate. Didn't really see that one coming. It looks to me like Ryu was winning out in the bagging battle by quite a bit, but I think he might have fallen off with Bill, and now it's going to be Edison winning out.
Yeah, no, he definitely had Bill, so this is going to put Edison in a decent spot to pull shock, but yeah, he just pulled it, he just turned around. That's very, very fortunate for WZ. Obviously now I think you see one of them falling to the back of the pack to try and lock down a dodge.
Switched over a little late, but Casper gets a pretty nice back spam to kind of solidify WZ's top 2 a little bit. Jack wasn't third in that situation, so WZ looking like they're in a very strong position right now, and they're probably going to hold this until the very end. TK gets redded, gets into a bottom spot, is in 8th. He could maybe pull a dodge, though, to come all the way back up.
Yeah, I think TK's really banking on a dodge right now just to put himself in a comfortable spot because there is really not much, if anything, that KG can do because this TS is just so
Yeah, and
powerful.
Jake got back too right before the zipper. I think it was a fib, either a fib or a nana from Casper. And
Yeah.
another one. My God, Casper, stop it with the back spams. Shock
Oh,
attempt comes in, missing Russo.
he just sniped Ryu on the line.
I
That's
think Edison was trying to get both Russo and whoever was in fourth, but Russo just drove in a straight line. He didn't slow down in that case.
No, yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't just TS Russo because that is such a devastating TS. Because if you're dodging, you're gonna pass at least one of you is gonna pass, but I don't think they did dodge, which might have been why they delayed the shock a little bit. And yeah, the result itself would lead me to believe that no one dodged. And
Yeah, in that case, you know, I understand the intention there from Edison, assuming that he was trying to get both, because usually the meta is to slow down there, and I think Edison was trying to read that. But Russo, you know how I made that point before about, you know, where to use a shock and how this shock is not unpredictable anymore in DKS, or I'm sorry, in Peach Gardens. Yep. You know, the meta now is just to drive forward because the bagger is predicting you to slow down.
Exactly. We do see a top 258 coming there. So, top 2589 actually. So, it'll be, I don't necessarily like this pick from KG, but I really like the pick coming out for WZ right now. Because Summit is one of those tracks that you can just break easily, and shocks can, depending on who's bagging, can be like, or are possible, but they aren't exactly commonplace as much on DKS as they are on, let's say, Parkway or Moonview, which I would have personally picked. I would have picked Moonview with
4 kg.
Yeah, you have to get at least Mura or Jake to break early into the top spots here. That's the only.
Or Javo on Daisy, actually. That's something that I actually didn't notice until now. Javo, back when he used to play in 2016, 2017, he mained Daisy. He would switch off between Daisy and Funky, but about 60-70% of the time he would use Daisy. Not as much anymore, but also as I speak there, Jack getting a back fib onto whoever threw a red at him, even exchange there. But yeah, Javo's Daisy now. A bit of a rare sight nowadays, but he's going back to his old roots.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like that, but I think they did pick BC3 going into last race.
Yeah, BC3 and BCW are still on the table, though, so that's something to consider.
Yeah.
Edison, actually, his star ended there. A little bit of a sketchy situation. Almost ran into one of the runners.
Yeah, but if Ed didn't pull shock, so he's going to have a sizable break. Oh, he failed respawn.
Or did he?
He failed respawn. Oh, he failed respawn. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, blue onto Casper there. Draft from Russo onto Javo. This is going to be a clean top two, and that mistake from Edison proved to be fatal. I think he tried to go a little too early there.
Yeah, he did. That's not what you like to see. I think Ryu should have a locked-in shock here, given how far intent he is and the likelihood for Edison to pull bills. If I'm Edison here, I'm just stopping at those boxes and just rolling as much as I can, because there's really no point in trying to catch up to Ryu at this point.
Yeah, and now Casper just trying to keep the bottom two away, just trying to hold him back as much as they can, because if KG get the shock, they're just going to dodge top two. And, oh, Jake. Okay, Jake, that's what you like to see.
So it's only Mura back there for
only Mura.
KG. Yeah.
Quinn Golden's up to first, though, on Russo's screen, so if there is going to be a shot coming in here, it's going to be coming right after Quinn gets out, but Quinn slows down.
They got him.
They got him out! Perfectly timed there from KG.
And Jake in fourth should pull Shrooms, I'm assuming, out of cannon, so this could be a very fruitful race for
that
KG.
Had to be a Javo call there. He was in, he had the vantage point there, and he called it perfectly.
Yeah, and it looks like TK is pulling a TC here, so that's not really going to help WZ's charge back into the top three positions. Not exactly what you want to see.
And an easy top two for KG.
Yeah, I'm really looking to see what Jake pulls here, because I think Oh, Quinn had shrooms.
Nothing significant. Casper goes wide to try to Mega Jake. A little bit. A good play. Good play.
That's a smart idea there, but just didn't execute it right. It's rather unfortunate, but it's a top. It's a top 2 4. I think 8 for KG. That doesn't necessarily swing it all the way back, but it's a good start just to get them in the right direction.
Yeah, certainly. And Quinn, I'm not going to fault him necessarily too much because he did slow down, but I think Java was, well aware that he slowed down even harder. And,
yeah.
That's what you want to do if you're Java there, because 2-3 was broken away, so you can just slow down as much as you please there.
Exactly.
And so
yeah, and it does result in a top 2-4-6, which is not it's not the best possible result they could have gotten, obviously, if Quinn didn't pull shrooms, but it's still a very strong race, and it should set them up for the next few races very kindly. I'm assuming they go TF here, given where it's TF or BCW. We saw them pick BCW when they were top 2-4 last match, so I wouldn't be too shocked by it. But
BCW, yeah, certainly, and there it is. I mean, BCW, WGM, DK Mountain, just a couple of options that they could go with in terms of their track picks. But BCW, why not pick it here with 3 daisies? Pull the trigger on it.
Especially if they do this right, they can push or they can take third's box away. So it doesn't really matter because we are going to a mall today. Coconut Mall. We saw how this ended last match. Obviously, it was kind of a little bit of a heartbreak for KG. Hopefully for them, for their sake, it goes differently this time.
Yeah. We're going to be looking at Russo here. Still changing the score, so catch me up to speed here. You commentate.
Okay, so right off the bat, we see Jake shrimming up into first, so it is a top 2 at the moment for KG. It looks like Jack is in third though, so it's a 2-2 split really, with top half and bottom half. It's 2WZ, 2KG. We do see Jack break into this top 2.
I'm very interested to see what Casper's going to do with this. You can actually throw this across the map, but that is WZ in first, so he's not going to be doing any funny business.
That's nice.
That's a good snipe. But Casper, again, leaving himself vulnerable, like I mentioned.
Yeah, that's entirely his fault as well.
Yeah. It's easier said than done, right? He's trying to line the snipe up, so he kind of just had a little bit of a sense of tunnel vision there. Didn't really see where he was going.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good snipe nonetheless, and as a result, KG Russo does get TC'd, and he's gonna fall way back.
Ooh, and that fib is
nobody called that out.
Yeah, I don't.
Either that or
maybe
Casper.
I don't know.
It was TK ahead of him.
It is. I can't see who's in front. If it's Havo or it is Havo in front of T. Is it Jack or TK? I can't really tell.
I think Jack fell behind too. I think he might have hit a car.
Jack is 4th. I'm assuming Quinn is 8.
Yeah, it's gonna be a top 2 for KG after Jack hits the car. I'm not sure if he hit the car or if it was a snipe, but I think it was the former.
Yeah. So it's that's a rough POW spot as well. Yeah. That's surprisingly not bottom 2 for WZ, but it's looking like KG are in more favorable spots for this race.
Yeah, most certainly top 2 still. It looks to me like I don't see anybody spinning out in the minimap here. I think it's going to be pretty comfortable.
It's Havo in first, and then it's Mura and Jake 4-5. So not exactly amazing, but it's still a winning race. And obviously, I think going into this is the best they could have, not the best they could have hoped for. Obviously, a top 4-9 is mathematically the best race, but realistically, you can't expect for that unless you've got a insanely lucky bagger.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, it's 50-50, right? And at first, I thought KG were top 2, but I was sadly mistaken there. Either way, still a decent race for KG. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Jack, someone hit a car lap too. I guess it might not have been Jack.
I think it was Quinn. Yeah, it was Quinn because he was in the back. It does end up as a 1-4-5-7-9 for KG, which is Again, probably one of the better races they could have realistically expected to get. Given just where they were starting and all of that. But the no shock really, I think, killed WZ that race just because you had Jake not Jake, Havo, so like staunchly in first, and he was just not moving at all. So this is it's actually getting a lot closer now.
9 point lead for WZ now.
This deficit has been almost just over halved by KG in the last 3 races, which is honestly kind of interesting and honestly should lead us to a very nice GP3 looking ahead. But we do see Summit coming out here for WZ. I like it. They're starting 2-3 and they don't necessarily have low spots because they have 6 who can draft, they have 8 who can hopefully pull a bill.
Yeah, and WZ throughout their time in the MKPS tournaments have had a very strong record on this particular track.
Yeah, so it should be a good race for them. Just going off
on paper,
like,
of course, on paper.
On paper, going off of previous like attempts at this track.
Yeah, and actually Ryu, another positive to look at too is this is one of Ryu's weaker bagging tracks. He's not too consistent with the DKS backwards, so that's another positive to look at here. That being said, though, Casper is going to go for the double, has a Schumann first. Russo and Jack take it in 6-7. Yeah. So the pack's still fairly tight. Nobody fails.
No one fails. I'm looking at this bagging battle. It looks like they both made it, okay. Though it's not going to be crazy separated between the baggers. They're just going to keep driving backwards.
Going to go backwards first. It looks like Edison won out just a little bit.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. Did Ed bait? Yeah, he did.
Clutch TC pass. I couldn't switch over in time, but Jack slowed down right before the ramp.
Wait. Oh, Havo got TC.
Yeah, Havo got it in the end.
Yeah. Russo's right next to him, too.
Casper failed the double in first. He clipped the wall.
It looks like Murrah failed, though, as well. At least got like, bumped out of it or something.
But he had a Schumann first. He was in prime position to get first. Like, I mean, assuming there's no shock, or if WZ get it, you know. That's not what you want to see.
It looks like only Jake is up there in second, unless he's in the back. I can't really see on Russo's POV because there is no battle glitch.
Well, both backers have been side by side the whole time. They both make backward strat again at the same time. Still shockless. This is going to favor KG, if anything. Unless Jack can do something here. None of the players in top 2 go for it. Jack makes it.
I can't see Jake. That's the only
2-3 for WZ. 2-3 for WZ right now.
Are you? Have you seen? I haven't seen Jake all race either on.
That was Quinn in first.
Top 3. Yeah.
What?
No. I didn't see Jake all race, and I didn't see Quinn either, and I'm like, there's no chance Jake broke into the top spots from where he was in the pack.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, top 3-5. That I'm not gonna necessarily say that's curtains, but it's leaning towards that now.
Excuse me.
Obviously, we've seen KG pull back, so I'm not gonna count them out just yet. But this is an interesting little setup going into the next GP. Obviously, with a top 3-5 being it's a plus 23, I think, or plus 21. No, it's a plus 27. I'm stupid. But
you're fine.
Yeah. That is probably the best race they could have hoped for there, other than a top 4.
Right.
But Russo was locked into 4th when he had that star up there with no shot happening.
I should probably just keep it on Casper because the lack of battle glitch. I looked at Russo's POV for the majority of that race, and I kind of got thrown off.
Yeah, no, it's the lack of battle glitch for Russo is like really kind of annoying.
It should be a mandate, honestly.
At least for streaming, but I understand why he doesn't have it on. It can be a little bit irritating, I guess, which makes sense.
Yeah, if it weren't for Casper failing in lap 2, we wouldn't have had that confusion.
Yeah, but either way, it's a massive race for WZ right there. It is crunch time now for KG. They have to score at least 140 points this GP to tie. Yeah, they have to win this GP by 36 to tie, which isn't necessarily the easiest thing to do over 4 races. especially with how close the bagging has been. I personally don't see this being anything but a sweep, but I hope it isn't, obviously.
I mean,
'Cause I do want the
WollywogZ, remember, if WollywogZ win this one, it's going to be their 3rd consecutive final.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to turn out like the Buffalo Bills back in the mid '90s when they lost 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Yep.
But you know, they're no stranger to the finals, to the limelight. And KG have only ever played in 2 finals, and they were side tournaments.
Exactly.
So KG really have something to prove here. They got to do something in fast. They pull the shrooms early. Java and Russo get up there, and this is a start.
Honestly, if I'm Russo, I'm just chaining this shroom. I'm just getting protection for Havo. I'm letting him hold the shroom in first.
And I find it really interesting that Ryu goes to the waterfall, right? Because, you know, he has that weight distribution disadvantage. And
But
so,
he
still
has
goes
the
back.
knowledge, though. He knows the box timings there. Where Edison may not necessarily know the box timings, as we see him spinning out about 6 times.
The spade strat has been the meta lately, so you're maybe right on that one. Edison's a fairly new bagger. He's used to going spade strat.
Yeah, and that's obviously a lot of people now are used to spade strat, but people always forget that the waterfall is still there, and if you are up against the less knowledgeable bagger.
Blue onto Casper, that's going to be hitting Havo. I think could still be a top 2. No, Havo actually was in 4th. It's another KG player, though. I think that could be either. Yeah, it's going to be Jake or TK.
Jake, yeah.
TK got blued, though. I think Jake might have made a play. Maybe he slowed down, and TK got caught in the blast instead.
Yeah, I think
that was a blue from Casper.
So it's probably a 1-4-5-6 or a 2-4-5-6, not like exactly what they want, where they want to be right now, but it's a good starting point for this 3rd lap, just to be in those.
The patience and the cold-bloodedness from TK to be able to just avoid that.
That's a TC cancel, though, and Russo pulls a mega. That
clutch from TK.
Kind of massive, and yeah, okay, so 2 people are going to be doing golden strat. Oh, Quinn gets mega'd. That's huge.
Yeah, and Russo actually hopped to the right and actually megas Casper as he was trying to come up. Yeah, really good awareness from Russo.
That's huge. That's gonna basically stunt any forward push that Casper's trying to make. But I'm still seeing a decent amount of KG back here. I think it's. I don't have eyes on Mura. Mura's in first actually,
he is.
So it's 1-4.
Oh,
Russo gets pumped off. That's a heartbreaker. That's going to spell an end to his race, and I don't want to prematurely say an end to this match, but it's starting to look that way. Just based on that, yeah.
First it was, actually no, I mean the spots changed a lot. We couldn't quite see again because Casper was in the back pretty much the whole race, and he's the one with battle glitch, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it looked to me like, okay, so KG started top 2, right, early on. Yeah. And then I think TK was able to get up there via shrooms, and he got blued, I believe, because one of KG made a play.
No, Jake was in the back to begin with. It was Jake's blue.
Well, I saw Casper throw the blue lap 2, but then TK got blued regardless. So there had to have been some sort of play from KG that ended up keeping their spots.
That's a 32-29 race. It's a decent, but not what they're needing right now. Obviously, it's again a good momentum shift, but after getting a shock and it starting so well after the shock, it's not what you want if you're KG, because you can't really have damage control races this late in the game. You need to be making a big statement, and you need to be making a push to really cut that deficit almost in half on that first race.
And the track picks, let's just say that. The track picks have really gone in favor so far of WZ. That's another factor. KG desperately want BC Wii to try to change something. I mean, they have been getting a couple of okay races, nothing special, but they really want that BC Wii to try to change the tables around just a little bit. You know, oh my god, another track pick for WZ.
And it's not even like BC Wii is honestly good for their spots, right? Like they're 1-3, 6 or 7-8. I don't remember which one exactly, but it's not like it's the best possible track for them in their spots. which is why I don't really understand that pick. But we do go to RBC anyways, which will definitely favor WZ if they can pull a draft. But it looks like an early top 2 for KG, unless Murr is getting taken out right there with a TC. That is rather unfortunate.
Yeah.
So it's actually gonna turn into an early 1-3 for WZ.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if that was intentional. No, Casper just drove, and Russo just took a really tight line with the Daisy and kind of just ran into that. Casper does get back, though, by Jake, or whoever that is in second.
And he gets Mega, too. That is, yeah, not the best start to a...
Ooh, I don't know about that POW from Russo. I'm not sure if they called that one out, but...
No, they did. They were target POWing top 2 on the Spiral.
Yeah, but the Spiral's not really that much of... not as damaging as this turn right here. This turn is really deadly.
Yeah, but I feel like that turn's a little more precise, though. Whereas you can kind of guarantee 2 target POWs on the Spiral, and you can only get 1 on the...
yeah, makes sense. But it doesn't... Okay, nice back there from Quinn.
Yeah.
Who's that first?
I'm assuming it's Jake. I've seen...
it's
Havo, actually. It's Havo.
One of KG.
I just saw Jake on...
No, it's Jake. Havo's in 4th right now.
Okay.
Jack.
Yeah, that's...
What is happening? What is happening? I don't even know at this point. Okay.
I am so lost.
I don't get Casper.
Well,
Casper used the golden early, but then his golden ended at the hedge section, and now...
It dropped him in the middle of the hedges.
Guys, what's going on? I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot going on and a little... That's all I can say, but it looks like it's a top 2-4 out of all of that mess for KG. With Murra in second. I can't tell who's in third, but I'm dead sure it's WZ since I saw Havo back there. Yep, okay, so it's top 2, 6, 7 right now for KG going into this last lap. It looks no one has shock yet. That is going to play a big role. I'm assuming Ryu is going to pull, unless Ed has... I'm blind as a bat. It looks like Ed might have it, though.
Yep, I think he's running away from Ryu here.
Ed has it. So they're just going to prevent a shock in the boxes. Russo's going to hope to pull a star or mega here, which he does
Russo's
not.
going to be able to golden before a potential shock coming here. Nope, there it is.
Jack dodging in a star, I think? Yeah, that would have to be Jack in a star. Yep. Oh, TK in a star, actually.
Yeah, TK is going to be able to get up to probably 3rd or 2nd, nothing more. He does pass Murra, does get into 3rd, still only 3rd.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's enough. I think that's enough to seal it, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I think I saw Jack cross in 7th, actually. That's unfortunate.
So it's going to be, give or take probably like 5 or 7 for either side, but not strong enough for KG if they did win that race. Top 2, 5, 6. Okay, that's not horrible.
Oh, that's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. Yeah, that is a 37-14 race plus 13. Okay, you cut the deficit in, what is that? You cut 13 points basically into 2/3 of what it was.
20-point deficit now for KG.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world, but you still need that big race just to say, like, hey, we're here, and you need to jump that momentum, because as it stands, all that WZ really need to do is win this race and not get top 5'd, and they win.
or just get themselves a good race to seal it.
Yeah,
we'll see. BCW Desperation from KG. They've been picking this constantly.
Yeah, I think that's the only track that they can go in this situation. Obviously Murray's in a top 5th. You can try to force a draft from 5th to 2nd and swerve.
Yeah, you can have you can have 2nd swerve to get the middle box and 3rd get the right box. But guys, it's Moo Meadows. Like, it's Moo Meadows anyway.
Meadows, yeah. This is fun.
Yes, the MKW D1 MKW right here.
Peak Mario Kart Wii, guys. Yeah. That's all I have to say on the matter.
Okay, well, let's just see what Casper will be able to do here, what he chooses to do. Will he drop and sit for a while, Or will he go forward? It looks to me like Javo and him are just, yeah, nah, all right. He gives up on it. Looks to me like TK shrooms up. I think he dropped a little bit, pulled some shrooms, got back up, but it's still going to be a 1-3-4 for KG.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see what Russo pulls here, because I think he's gonna want shrooms because it's so close up top. If there's a blue, he can dodge 2 of them.
Ed might have pulled a Bill. He actually no Ed. I don't know what happened. Ryu spun out. I think Ed had a star. He got bumped by Ryu, but then ended up using a star after that and ended up starring Ryu from the looks of it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I'm not really paying attention to the baggers right now. But yeah, Russo does pull shrooms, but it's a little late, honestly, because if he pulled it in 4th, it would have been good, because it would have been a top 2. For,
Russo bounces one off the wall. Jacko's really wide nonetheless. I don't think there was enough of a bounce there off the wall.
Yeah, there wasn't, and that's a really unfortunate pull, especially with the Mega behind him. He can't do anything.
Casper shrooming up to 2nd here.
He should side red Jake, I'm assuming.
Get the low trick here. No, Jake!
Oh, that's a blue cancel, though, from the looks of it. And it looks like one of them dodged. I couldn't see who.
That's Russo really pulling back
golden. That's a really good pull. I don't know if that's enough. And Havo getting last, that is not enough. I think you can call it there. Or realistically call it, but not obviously.
Yeah, and I gotta say that was pretty clutch there from Jake. He kind of backed it down the middle. Jake kind of played it safe, right? You know, because sometimes runners like to go to the left side of the ramp to avoid the back spam on the right, because runners naturally go to the right side of the ramp to get the low trick. So, you know, Jake just backed it down the middle, and Casper was on the right side of that ramp to go for the low trick and just barely clips the side of that.
Yeah, that's rather unfortunate. And again, that race isn't enough. It's a +3. Obviously, you still need a decent race from KG.
Wait, +3? Can you confirm that for sure?
What was it? 1-3-6-8.
I thought it was +1.
It's +1 or 3. Either way, you need a massive race here.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be a 19-point or 17-point deficit here for KG.
Yeah.
And I don't think BCW is the pick here. I really don't, because they're, you know.
It's not. I don't see any reason to pick BCW. It just, with where they are right now, it doesn't make sense. I feel like you would be better off with a BC3 type pick, honestly, with the 1-3-6. You can get shrooms in 6-8, and you can have the 2 daisies take cut.
Yeah. As it stands, yeah, it is going to be 19-point deficit for KG. It was only a +1 there. BCW still coming out. And DDR coming out from the WollywogZ here.
I really have a feeling this BCW will come back to bite them, and they don't get it anyways.
Okay.
But yeah, DDR. This is actually a track I would have picked if I was in KG's spots. So I don't understand why WZ were picking it when all they have to do is really just hold their mid spots and they win. This will be an interesting race nonetheless. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Looks to me like Russo goes wide to try to get a box, and TK this Mega. I'm trying to see if this is going to do some damage. Maybe try to swerve and get Mura. Not quite.
Casper is hard bagging for this bill right now.
I mean, not a bad idea, but if you don't get it in the first couple boxes, just try to get back up there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not going to pull it. So he gets shrooms for cut though, so not the worst.
Get bombed.
And
he
then
got bombed. Yeah.
It looks like Russo has a POW in 4th. I'm assuming Jake is up there because I haven't really seen him on Casper's screen. That is a target POW onto 2nd, or at least an attempted one, but didn't connect obviously. So it's still a 1-3-4 for KG. With Havo in
I think I saw Jake's name flash in 2nd there. So worst case, yeah, he's in 3rd now. I think he clipped. He got a bad trick, and then what was that?
He tried sniping first, but he sniped Mura.
Yep. Yeah. I'm really not sure what happened there.
Yep. And that's the rush showing with Russo missing the mini turbo. That's He has done. I will say though, Russo has done well so far, given that he came back all of a month and a half ago.
Right. But there are just these situational moments that Russo either fails or doesn't capitalize on particular circumstances. He has made really good plays, like with snipes and whatnot, though. Shot comes in, but he gets really bad physics and goes all the way to the left and hits the dirt.
And Jack dodged as well. Jack should get a good spot, which will basically seal the war.
Okay.
So yeah, that's gonna seal it, obviously, with Jack probably getting first from what I saw. It's not the best.
Bottom 3 though for WZ. This is a bottom 3. So that shock.
So it's still 2, 3, 4, 5 at least, which isn't terrible. It's all gonna come down to the bagger at that point. Pillar physics just killed Russo.
It really did, and he got up to 3rd, but you know, had it been better, it would have been.
He would have gotten probably shells up to 3, and then gotten
1,
Jack
3, 4,
1, 3, 4,
5.
What is that? 39, 40. That's a plus 21 race, plus 2 overall.
They win by 2, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to a match 3, barring no penalties. Oh my God, my phone's going off too. Shut up. Going to a match 3. Shut up.
It's even swings all across.
It's a tie.
Is it a tie? Okay, never mind. I was wrong. Okay, that's gonna be a interesting 4th GP there.
Okay. Usually when we have seen overtimes, it's been to determine who wins the entire match. Like, you know, goes to match 3.
Yeah.
But this time it's to determine KG's fate.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
Wow.
I honestly didn't expect that to be. I thought that was a plus 21 for sure, but yeah, mental math can sometimes fail you. That's that was an interesting end to that race, though.
Yeah.
Again, if Russo doesn't get the pillar physics, that's a win.
That's a win.
Confirmed.
So we're going to race 13, boys. Let's go. Maple Treeway coming out.
Ooh, finally. We haven't seen this since like the first GP of last match. It's been a good amount of time, at the very least. So I'm excited to see how this pans out. It's 1-3 starting spots for WZ, obviously. So I'm assuming Casper or whoever's in 5th is going to hop in.
Casper does not hop in, actually. So neither does Jake in 2nd. So I mean, we're going to see that the spots kind of remain the same for now. Maybe we could see Jack backing around the Jack strat. He opts to hold his fib, though. Both Jack and Jake go really wide there.
Yeah.
Lag, actually. They both lagged out of Casper's screen.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Jake, because that would have been...
I think Jack dropped that fib onto Jake, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, Jack pulled out the fib right after he got hit.
Yeah, he was really trying to trail Jake there. So even exchange in that respect. And now it's going to turn out to be a WZ top 3 after both TK and Quinn trimming up from the back.
Yeah, no, they were 4-5 at the Wigglers, and they just shroomed through it.
Yeah.
It looks like Hava is trimming up now, though, so that's...
Oh yeah, Hava makes it up to first.
That's going to give at least a lot of front presence, actually. No, never mind, I'm looking at Russo's screen.
Casper, though, is... In these situations, Casper's not afraid to stay tight.
Yeah, he's one of those players that will do the crazy, like the insane stuff just to get that like get that 100th of a second and just really make the difference.
Java's locking it down right now. I think TK was able to shroom past or draft past.
Yeah, but it's still a still some decent spots right now for KG. Actually, looking at Russo's POV, it's 2-4, 5-6 with a star and 6.
I think Ryu is holding on to this right now. The same exact situation as last race. He's sitting in the beacon section.
No,
actually, no. He was sitting in this. It was trying to bait with Bill, I think. Either that or he was shock.
I can't really see on Casper's POV or either POV actually where the baggers are. But someone's baiting. I know that for sure. It is
no. Edison has
baiting.
Bill. Edison has Bill.
Oh no, it was Ed baiting. Okay.
Bill, yeah.
It's a top 2 right now for KG, unless Merc gets hit out, which he does. That's unfortunate because this blue.
Good reactions from Casper. My God.
Yeah.
Slip drift right past it.
Ooh. I don't know if this blue will hit. This, I don't think it will.
No.
Yeah. It's still 1-3-4-5 or 1-3-4-6. I didn't exactly see where Russo finished, but still a good race.
Is Casper
Nonetheless.
human? Is Casper human? That was a split
That's
second
a very
reaction.
good question. I do not think so.
90 to 95% of players would not have avoided that.
Yeah, that's a good estimate. Honestly, something you only see from a very few players on this game, and Casper just so happens to be one of them.
And it went from, it could have been easily top 3 for KG, but, still a very good race, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a 37 to 24 for KG to start off this overtime period.
That is not bad. It's a good start, obviously, but coming off that DDR race, I think we kind of expected it. So I think what's more important than that race will be the next race after this. See how they if they continue the trend that they're on right now and just keep going up, or if they kind of start to plateau and then maybe dip a little.
Maybe if they get their gosh darned BCW pick, maybe they can run away with this.
I swear, it feels like they've been picking this since like the first race.
Yeah. I mean, they've held strong. I mentioned earlier in the cast that they were actually. I also mentioned this in the recap video that they were losing out on the shot count and still kept it close.
Yeah.
So losing out in the track picks and still keeping it close. Even though Kinetolic Gaming do have their kryptonite in Ethereal against any other team in the game, surprisingly, they play very not surprisingly, but they play very well against every other team aside from Ethereal. So.
Yeah. It's kind of like Ethereal are their kryptonite per se.
Exactly. Not figuratively, quite literally.
Yeah.
They're like 0-5 or 0-6 against them. So
It's bad, yeah. They do get. I think this was their pick. I'm not sure though because they have so many daisies. But MC3 does come out.
No, it wasn't.
It was WZ's pick. Okay.
Yep. It was WZ's.
That makes sense then. Russo hard bagging for Bill. He pulls a golden, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but obviously you would have wanted Bill there. Given you put so much time.
Looks like Ryu got hit by a back spam as he was trying to go backwards, so Edison has a huge break in 10th in that respect. Looks to me like Casper avoids a bomb.
Ryu just baited into 10th.
Oh. I see. Wait, did he pretend like he had the shock and have Edison go after him?
Yep.
But he has Bill anyway, so it's not gonna matter.
Because he went past boxes, turned around and went back through.
Doesn't matter. Regardless, now Edison's gonna be a lap ahead. Not chaotic scenes necessarily, but a couple of spot changes. 2-3-5 now for WZ here.
Neither of them has shock right now, though, from what it looks like. Because, yeah, Ryu is shrooming, and Edison's in a bill. So, a shockless MC3.
Oh, that red's deadly.
Yeah, that's rather tragic. And that blue is... you don't want a blue in 7th there. Is someone going to get blued on the line? Yeah. Who was third?
That was a 2-3-4-5 right before the shock, and it looks to me like it's going to be a top 2. Javo and Jake finishing the top 2 there.
Yeah, it looked like TK got blued on the line.
The Niner, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe it makes up for the lack of track picks that they've had this match.
Yeah, I mean, it's that type of situational stuff that wins you the close matches, and that's one of those things that you can't really prevent if you're WZ, but you've kind of just got to brush it off and go into the next race. It's still only a top 2-7-8, so it's not like it's an incredible race for KG, but it's solid given they're up already, and it just by a small amount increases their lead.
Yeah, it's gonna be an 18-point lead now for the gaming.
Yep.
I was about to say the WollywogZ, but I don't think KG really have a nickname.
Yeah. CSL Division 1 champion.
And if you're Javo, CSL MVP. I don't know if very many of you who are watching the stream was around for that time period, but CSL, the Custom Track League. Fun fact, it got changed to Weemfi League because people would nickname CSL staff to be the corrupted... Actually, the actual league itself was named by people to be the Corrupted Staff League.
Yep.
So in season 9 of WL, that's when it made its debut and actually became Weemfi League versus Custom Track League, which ended in season 8.
Mm-hmm.
So fun fact there. BCWE finally!
Oh, wow. It only took, what, like 16 races since we last played it?
Yeah.
Okay, this is obviously going to be an attempt to solidify this match to win for KG. Still pending that one penalty from the last match, which, I mean, it's been, what, 2 hours since that potential pull happened?
Yeah. Oh, random green going every which way.
Yeah.
But Casper using all 3 of his shrooms to get up to first. Doesn't bump anybody from KG, but he does manage to get up to first regardless. Let's see how well he'll lock this down.
He's
Switching over to Russo.
Oh, that's a perfect item to block, and he just gets hit out.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts. Because that would have...
Pow in first for Russo. Not really going to do much with that.
Yeah, unless he wants to target Pow himself. But it's looking like otherwise it's good spots for WZ. Can't exactly see who's on or who's fourth, but I can tell that I don't see a lot of KG. I see a lot of WZ up here, so I think it's just Russo up there on his own. So if Quinn or TK pulls a blue, that will basically, unless Russo makes glitch again here, because we all know he's gonna go for it.
Yeah, and so both backers kind of struggled a little bit, but Ryu ended up, I think, falling off, taking the Hawk strat, and Edison ended up making it, I believe.
Yeah, Ed made it. He has about a 7-second break in 10th. But that's just a respawn, and we all know Mario Kart Wii is very punishing.
Certainly.
If you spam too many boxes.
First for Russo. Snipe attempt comes up from Jack. Russo, well aware of it, able to avoid. I mean, there's not really much to talk about so far. But what do you think? Okay, WZ is in 10th right now. What do you think they should do if they pull the shock right now?
Well, they do have shock right now.
Okay.
I think. Oh no, that was a funky.
But what do you think they should do with this?
Given they pull shot, I can't tell what Edison's doing, if he's going forwards or if he's still chaining boxes. But given no one has shock, they can just try to back out KG unless it's...
Did they try to TS Russo?
They did try to TS. That was a late TS.
And yeah, very late on the trigger.
Yeah, TK dodging in built. This is going to be a very good race. It's at least 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it is 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 at the moment for WZ, unless Ed fails like 6 times.
Yeah, and you know, the TS wouldn't have done much because you get a good respawn anyway.
Yeah.
But it would have probably brought TK up to first at least. It could have been a 1, 3, 4, 5.
It would have, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Edison was predicting the slowdown, because usually people don't slow down there because they're like, okay, if I get TS, I'm going to respawn anyway. So no real point to slow down there. But regardless, it's going to be a 2, 3, 4, 5 for WZ to bring the deficit down to
6:37. Wait, is that 37? I'm blind as a bat right now.
It's okay. It's a 13-point race.
Yeah,
bring the deficit down to 5. We got a 5-point deficit here.
With 2 left, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, 1 left.
One left. Yep.
Okay, yeah. This is gonna again come down to whoever has. It's gonna be the same exact situation at the end of the last match. Whoever pulls off some magic at the end of the race wins it, unless it's a top 4 break at the start.
Oh my god, here we go.
This is gonna be an interesting one. I honestly didn't think that this was a tie going into that going into this tiebreak GP. But now that it has, I'm actually kind of quietly excited just to see who exactly will win this match.
You're quietly excited, and I'm high-key excited right now. Like, this is primetime MKWE. Every time I cast, it seems there are a lot of close matches and twists to the tail. So truly blessed. honestly, to be a part of these matches. And Rainbow Road coming out here. Edison, just go ahead.
I wonder if Ryu's just gonna go completely shroomless here, because it's a lot easier to do shroomless with lightweight.
Yeah, TK is able to take a slightly better line than Russo, but Russo is able to hang on by a thread there. Has to concede the spot to TK.
It does look like, yeah. I don't think Ryu got a box either, so he's gonna be stuck with whatever he pulls here.
Ooh, what happened to TK? He took a really bad line there. Now, actually, no, he's laggy. No, he did take a bad line. Jack is able to shroom up, though.
Ooh, this is unfortunate for Ryu, because he definitely has Bill.
Ooh.
Oh, no, he didn't. He had shrooms. Okay. I am blind as a bat, because I didn't see him shrooming, so I thought he did.
Ryu, go. It's actually pretty even now.
Yeah. Edison does know shroomless, which is really gonna help, because I saw him respawn. So whichever one makes the shot first is gonna get shocked. Because I know if both make it, it puts both in 9th. I do know that. So it really is whoever makes it first, or whoever just tries to roll in 9, I guess.
Right. Okay, if that Nana was just a couple of feet to the right, that could have landed on top of Jack. Good attempt there for Russo. Unfortunately, we don't really have too much good of a vantage point from Casper's side. There's nobody really around him. And a fib.
That's a nice back spam.
Yep.
That's a really nice back, and I'm surprised Russo isn't off there, honestly, because Casper just came out of the little turn skip there and was right in Russo's line, or right where Russo was.
With that, though, it's going to be a 1-3 for WZ, 2-4 for KG, and a TC for Russo. Oh, man.
I'd love to see who's behind Russo right now, because that would basically tell me, or basically say who's probably going to win this race, but I can't really see. It is Quinn, so it's going to be 1-3-4 for KG, and as long as this holds, I don't really see any way they lose this war.
And they're both sitting there, both baggers. It's a stalemate here.
Exactly.
Ryu is going to have to take a risk here, but he still opts to stay still. I think he's going for that Hail Mary last second shot.
Yeah. Which makes sense, I guess, but it'll be a really unfortunate way to draw it out to a final race and then lose after being up going into it.
Nano one on a Casper. A target pow onto Russo, but he does pull a Mega anyway, so he's still in 5th, but I don't see any way
Bravo
back
is
here.
in 4. This could actually just be a comfortable race. 2-4-5, I think, should do it. That's a close race. It all depends on who got 7th.
Yeah, I still think that was enough for WZ though.
Yeah, it's gonna be a close call. Depending on who finished 7th, because I saw Jake up there. I did see Jack in 1st, not getting blued or hit at all, really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just where Quinn finished.
Yeah, it's 1-3.
Oh, 1-2, 4, 5, 6. That's a win for KG.
Yeah, it's KG. Okay, yeah, KG. Okay. I thought for sure that they got a 1-3 and then Quinn got a decent position there, but
yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna
This is gonna go to 3 unless there's a penalty that's still pending. I don't know. But yeah, I can't say I didn't expect it to go this way, because I did have the 2-1 call to WZ.
I got the 2-1 to KG, so we're still there. Woo!
Yeah, it's all. I have a feeling it's all going to come down to the mental this match.
Exactly. And I don't know why every match seemingly that has gone 2-1, which, like I mentioned before, has been a rarity. It seems has been when WZ has played. So I mean, WZ never failing to provide some entertainment for us Mario Kart fans out there.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. It's just, I feel like in scrims they tend to close more than they do in leagues. It's a little concerning, don't you think? But yeah, it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometime, and can't really do much about it.
Right. So with that, we're gonna take a short break. Merc, are you still able to do match 3?
Yeah.
Okay,
as long as nothing changes.
All right, so when we return, ladies and gentlemen, it will be Kinetolic Gaming hosting, match 3, 1-1. Stay tuned.